Hi, and welcome to the release session of our next IGEL OS 12 base system stable release. This is the 12.2.0, scheduled for September 5th and contains some great new additions, improvements, and updates. With me is Siegfried, who will tell you some details about our next app releases and roadmap in these regards. My part is base system. And so just let's switch the slides. So let us start with the components in 12.2 and what has changed in this version. We've updated the kernel to current version 6.1.42 LTS. LTS is the long-term supported kernel, which fixes several security issues, so the minor update to 42 version. In this course, and with that update, also the so-called SandBleed vulnerability is fixed. For further details and its reference, please see also the product security information article in our knowledge base. Reference to SandBleed is here ISN 2023-15. Also, the microcode was updated for both, so for AMD and Intel. This offers the latest security fixes or closest possible security leaks. SSAP was also updated to current version. Further security updates were applied, and some possible improvements are offered via added registry keys for DisplayPort multi-streaming protocol. This is important and helpful for fixing possible misfunction in multi-display environments. Improvements as well, of course, one of our key topics of OS 12 is usability, and so options for touchpads are added. In this release via parameter, in later step via a new and separate tray app. Multi-stage update was optimized, which is triggered if disk space is quite low. And too low for updating at once. So complex topic, which is now a little bit improved. Soft keyboard is now available within Setup Assistant for touch-only devices. Canadian multilingual keyboard is now supported. And overall, we offer a nice package for a secure and easy operating system with the 12.2. Easy to use, that leads to the new and reworked tray apps. In the initial release of OS 12, we've offered the first tray apps for UMS connection and battery status and power management within one tray app. Now with this release, we are offering a first real Wi-Fi and network tray app. Ethernet, of course, is quite easier, but offers here all relevant information. So also for IPv6 is available, and so you see all available adapters at one glance. So that's definitely helpful. For Wi-Fi, of course, we can enable, disable Wi-Fi in general via toggle. Network scan, so Wi-Fi scan to be triggered. Auto connect can be set for specific for the desired Wi-Fi network. Managed node networks can be managed and modified. Captive portal is supported and of course functional. Also hidden SSIDs are possible to use and connect. And this with an easy and simplified tool, more than worth to try, because this is a huge improvement in comparison to the Wi-Fi manager in OS 11.
It is just in case if you have seen it on IGEL OS 11, IGEL OS 10, because it was more or less the same wireless manager we were using to that moment. This improvement, it just blows my mind. I mean, it's from the UX that we have now, it's a way more interactive for the end user, and it gives a lot of more feedback about what he's doing in which steps. So if you have issues with customers not able to connect to their home Wi-Fi, to their hotspot and all that stuff because they're not understanding how to use it, please have a look at this Wi-Fi manager. It's definitely a huge improvement in terms of UX.
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for that, Sebastien. And in these regards, more tray apps to come. So we are working on a complete reworked display config tool, which offers a way easier and better usability than the currently used display switcher. Furthermore, it gets technically reworked for better mapping of screens and display adapters, so it should be quite handy and functional with the new tray app. This is planned for the 12.3, by the way.
Sorry, I was so happy. I was thinking you could say 12.2 and it will come in 12.2, but no, okay. I will have to wait a little bit because the display switcher is a pain point at the moment in the community. I mean, at the moment is not the right term. Since years now, we all know that configuring a display should be something easy to use, easy to do. So just a feedback to you guys. If it comes in 12.2, I would buy you a Porsche, I guess. Okay, I shouldn't have said that in a recording, but okay, thank you very much. I will shut up now.
So I will take also a BMW, but it will come with the 12.3, and this is scheduled for December this year. So nevertheless, let's proceed. Display was handled, is in the making. Audio is also in the making, and also input, so mouse and touchpad settings via trip is in the making. And to complete the network area, also LTE connections will be manageable via a new tray app. More to come in these regards, as mentioned, and the goal is just offer a nice and new user experience with IGEL OS 12. In these regards, we are offering also a new shutdown dialog with the 12.2. Now all options in just one window with a nice and modern design, so consolidated to simplify. And of course, all available options can be set by UMS administrator with one corresponding config. Okay. That was one picture too much, but nevertheless, I guess you are able to see it. Just let me modify it that you are able to see it in a proper way.
3.
In these regards, we are offering also a new shutdown dialog with the 12.2. Now all options in one window with a nice and modern design, so consolidated to simplify. Of course, all available options can be set by UMS administrator with one corresponding config, so quite easy and handy. Deployment, how to get IGEL OS 12 on the devices, quite easy as we are offering more and more options. So PIX is a board where the UMS generates the config file, is now given with this release. The SCCM tool and binary, so the corresponding binary for the SCCM deployment is already provided for the IGEL OS 12.01.140. And of course, will be also updated once the 12.2.0 is released. And we are offering an inline migration from IGEL OS 11.09.100 to OS 12 base system. So a direct and smooth migration will be possible with the release of our IGEL OS 11.09 in September. A detailed how to migrate with some recommendations will be offered as well via the knowledge base then. And of course, a good option for deployment of OS 12 is just by devices with a pre-installed IGEL OS, so the easiest way here. And this will be possible with the first HP devices with release of 12.2.
Just a question there, Christian, because we had a discussion at the Agile community too. That more or less mean that the PXE plan that we're delivering today will not be maintained anymore in the future, right?
Exactly. So the deployment appliance is not offered for OS 12, but we're offering a nice and maybe better way. So that's the target here, to offer a better way for the Pixie deployment with OS 12.
More enterprise ready. I agree. Thank you very much.
Of course, you're welcome. Okay, so hardware support. So which devices are possible here? Or which devices are officially supported and validated by IGEL? So let's start with HP. There we have two T and two MT models. T is the classic desktop client and MT the so-called mobile sync clients. Also two of each type are supported by Lenovo with ThinkCentre Neo 50Q and ThinkEdge SE10 device, and two laptop models. And furthermore, we are now also supporting the USB-C universal dock by Lenovo and two further models from LG. The one is a nice all-in-one device, and the CQ601i is also a desktop client. So a nice mixture here. What are the upcoming features we want to offer with our 12.3 release in December? So we handled already the tray apps, and there we are working. Furthermore, we are working on a concept for appliance mode for specific sessions. So Citrix Workspace app, Horizon, browser, IGEL AVD, Imprivata stuff. Post-session commands for offering more flexibility. That feature is well known from IGEL OS 11, will then be ported in a new way to OS 12.
Not only known, but also loved, to be honest.
That's good to
we
hear.
love the feature.
Of course, we hear you and all the users, and therefore it will come with the 12.3. Structure tag is also a quite demanded feature. This will come also in the 12.3, but that's just helpful for sorting the clients in UMS. Global proxy support is currently missing, and as mentioned, for the tray apps for increasing usability of IGEL OS 12. Also, kernel update will be offered in this release for supporting new chipsets and platforms. And we are also working on enhancing the supported IDPs, so identity service providers, for our single sign-on feature. So first, to stay connected to the IGEL community for getting more details of the upcoming nice features. Okay, then one general and rework topic is the versioning of base system and apps in OS 12, as this has changed with the new modular system and is now finalized with release of 12.2.0. So base system is quite easy, so even a little bit more easy, or easier than it was with OS 11, or is with OS 11. So major version is the same, so it's identified with the first number here, this is the 12. Release version of the upcoming 12.2 is here the 2, and the O in third place identifies the stable release. So 12.2.0 is the initial stable release, and any further upcoming rolling release with base of 12.2 is counted in steps of 1. So the first rolling release with base of 12.2 will be the 12.2.1, followed by the 12.2.2, etc. For apps, it is even simpler. So first the naming and versioning of our partner, so Chromium 116 or Citrix Workspace App 2307, following build and our IGEL versioning. So this starts, no surprise here, with 1.0 for the initial app release. Further options and features for some partner apps, if any, will be offered with the next stable release, which is 2.0, and counted by 1 here in the first digit. For some smaller fixes and improvements, so no new features, but fixes, patch releases will be offered for apps. These are easy to identify with the number after the dot. So 1.1 is the first patch release of the initial app release. Please check also the complete reference in our knowledge base. A link is mentioned here, but of course you can easily search for new versioning OS 12. And there you see all the details like handling of release candidates, technical previews, etc. Okay, and I guess this was my part indeed. So thanks for your attention, and I hand over to C, who tells you us a bit about our upcoming app releases and our plans in these regards. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Christian. Seems customers and the community can looking forward for this new features, example, for session command, right, Sebastian?
So that's correct.
IGEL OS app. A little bit more about what is also handling with the next session, next month. So for the apps in August, for the release time frame, I would say here, we are mainly focusing on Microsoft parts here. So like you're seeing, the IGEL Remote Desktop, which is the new client, the IGEL Windows 365. And these two apps are based on the same binary, I would say, which is currently used for the AVD client. So the IGEL Remote Desktop client is a new implementation. It's not the old one, I would say, from IGEL OS 11. It's a quite new one. So it comes also with new features, which are possible now with RDP, but for sure not have the whole feature set like we done it before with OS 11. In addition to these two apps, we have the PWA app for Microsoft Teams. So now you can also use the new solution from Microsoft, PWA for Teams with the Chromium browser itself. And for Chromium browser, we are going for the new version 116, which is the quite newest one, right? So that's our current plan for apps in August, which came from the IGEL side. On the next slide, Christian, we are seeing what we are doing with the partners currently. So we're working quite heavy with Control App and with Liquidware to provide their app as in the IGEL app portal. So not only IGEL building currently the apps, we have also partners building the apps, which you will see in the app portal available for everyone. Hopefully at the official day. So these are quite the apps we are focusing currently for the August time frame, more or less. On the next slide, we have the app for the September time frame. On the beginning, we are aiming for the Citrix Workspace App 2307. And we already have the EIR client for 2308. So as soon as it will be released, it will also following soon within the IGEL portal available for everyone. Additionally, we have the webcam redirection feature for the AVD client and a complete new client. It will be the HP Anywhere client with the version 23.6. Additional to the session in this case, also providing some solutions. We have going for dictation part. So we have the Olympus, Philips, and Grundig dictation solutions, which are quite as known in the IGEL OS 11. Additional to this one, we have two clients. So not the VDI solutions, but the local client, the native client, will be available on IGEL OS 12 locally. IGEL OS 12 exclusively.
So that means
Additional to this,
that we can get rid of all these custom partitions around this Zoom topic and really use the full integrated Zoom client in IGEL OS. That's huge. That's definitely huge.
Yes.
Because I'm thinking of all the failover situation where VDI solution not available anymore. I'm thinking of all the persons who are not able to use the Zoom optimization on the terminal server VDI side, but use it locally because, yeah, they don't have the resources on the terminal server side. That's definitely a huge step forward in terms of being a full-blown operating system. Very cool.
And all supported by IGEL in this case, right? So that's also the benefit to have it not available via custom partition in the future. And we also working with other partners, like mentioned before, for sure, with Liquid and Control Up are quite near at the final release. But we are also working with other partners like Device Trust, Alundo, former Parallels client, and so on. So not mentioned here, but that we are working with partners to provide also the partner apps on the IGEL app portal. Besides of all the new apps which are coming, we're also focusing of the current available clients, mainly on all the clients which are quite used and heavily used on a lot of environments. So we're talking here about the AVD clients, the Windows 365 client, the Workspace app Chromium browser for sure, Horizon client. So all these clients are mainly focused are on our main focus. So we are trying to get updates to the clients as fast as possible. The same is also for the unified communication part. So for the Zoom VDI client, for the new upcoming Zoom native client, and for sure also for the web Cisco feature solutions. So the WebEx Meetings VDI and the WebEx VDI. There are a lot of updates for the clients for sure. So this is our main focus and will be updated quite frequently. And that's it.
You just say that that's a lot of features. Thank you.
Yeah, of course, we try our best to offer the best things we can offer for OS 12. Of course, besides of OS 11, so we have current both active series, and we try our best to increase the usability and the feature set of OS 12 within the next month, and this is one of our targets here.
Yeah, that's definitely something that you achieved. And thinking of the integration of RDP on IGEL OS 12, mean that you have listened to the market, you have listened to our customers, and that's a huge commitment in that direction, because it was, if I remember it correctly, it wasn't planned to be released such soon, but it was more kind of, okay, our customers need it, and you took it and put it in front of other projects. So thank you very much for making that available and making that be possible. It definitely helps a lot of customers who are not be able to move to AVD and to work on-prem. So it's just a small app maybe from the app portal, but I know thousands of our customers are waiting for it. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Thanks for your attention. And as mentioned, community is always great for getting feedback. And of course, we hear you and we try our best to offer the most demanded solutions within our next releases.
Thank you, guys. I wish you a great summertime, at least rest summertime, and see you next time. Bye-bye.
See you, Sebastian.
See ya.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.